Good morning, everyone. Can everybody hear me? Thumbs up. All right. My name is David Banoon, and I have the pleasure and joy of serving as Newark's city manager. That was an awesome performance by the Newark Memorial High School band, led by their director, Mr. Hernandez from the middle school. Can we get another round of applause? Thank you. On behalf of the City of Newark, I'd like to thank every one of you for coming here this morning for the 2024 State of the City Address. This is a whole new way of presenting our State of the City Address outdoors on the street here in Old Town. This approach is certainly out of the norm for us, but we are always looking for new and innovative ways to connect with our community. Today's program is unique in that we're also holding it in conjunction with the Old Town Streetscape exhibition. We thought this format would be a great opportunity for us to showcase one of our many projects that we're working on, and for our guests to have a first-hand look at our vision for this area. This project, staff and the council, we're very excited about it. This project will cost $12 million, most of which is being funded through grants, courtesy of MTC, and State Assembly Member Alex Lee, who's here with us this morning. The Assembly Member and other dignitaries will be introduced by the Mayor in a little bit. We're really excited because this project will hopefully serve as a catalyst for the revitalization of our Old Town. And there's all kinds of information about the project. I encourage you to check it out throughout the morning and afternoon. We will begin this morning's event with the singing of the National Anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Our National Anthem will be sung by lifelong Newark resident Maya Diaz. A little bit about Maya. She grew up here in Newark, participated in community sports and recreation programs, volunteered here in town, worked as a lifeguard in our community. All K-12 education was here in Newark Unified, where she participated in choir for 5 years and nurtured her love for music. Maya is currently a fourth-year music student at San Francisco State University. She looks forward to graduating next month with a bachelor's degree in vocal performance. At this time, I'd ask everybody to please rise and in any way that you can for the National Anthem. Ms. Diaz.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous tide o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang glad of mercy in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say just as star-spangled banner can wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fabulous performance. Thank you.
Thank you. At this point, I'd like to introduce Shane Tavares. He will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. A little bit about Shane. He's an active member in the Newark community. He is currently president of the Associated Student Body at Newark Memorial High School. He's the president and founder of the Portuguese Student Association, and he's a board member of the Puente program. He is active in several organizations, including the California Scholarship Federation, the National Honor Society, the Parent Teacher Student Association, and School Site Council. And if that's not enough, he was recognized by Mission Valley ROP as Student of the Year, and he was Student of the Year for the Newark Optimist Club as well. Shane is attending San Diego State University in the fall, where he plans to major in civil engineering. Please join me in welcoming Student Body President Shane Tavares.
Alrighty, if you can all please repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
All right, and now you may take a seat. Thank you for standing. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you Newark's Mayor, the Honorable Michael K. Hannon. Before coming to Newark, Mayor Hannon worked for the City of San Jose for 27 years. He served as Deputy Director in the Planning, Building, and Code Enforcement Departments. In 2013, Mayor Hannon was appointed to the Newark Planning Commission and was quickly appointed as Vice Chairman. In 2014, Mayor Hannon was elected to the Newark City Council, and in November 2022, he was elected as Newark's 4th directly elected mayor. Besides serving as mayor, he is also a city volunteer, working to clean graffiti in our street on Saturday mornings. Not this Saturday, though. He is also active in Life Elder Care, where he serves as a Meals on Wheels driver. He served as president of the Newark Rotary Club and will in fact serve as president again later this year. He's also very active with the St. Edward's Men's Club. This is Mayor Hannon's second State of the City address. Please join me in giving a warm Newark welcome to our very own Honorable Michael K. Hannon.
Thank you, David. Good morning. I have a feeling, a sense of nostalgia as I stand before you in the part of town that holds such a rich history of culture and character. I've been a Newark resident for over 40 years, and just standing here amongst you all gives me a great sense of pride and honor to be entrusted with the responsibility of continuing our bright future. Today I will present you the state of the city, what we will accomplish, what's on the horizon, and what our plans hold for the future, with an emphasis on the Old Town neighborhood. Joining me is my wife Kathleen, who I want to acknowledge and thank for being here today. She is my greatest supporter. Kathleen? Public service runs in the family, as Kathleen was a librarian at our Newark Library for many months. And as you'll see from this photograph, when we were in Madrid just a month ago, where else is a librarian going to take a picture but in front of the library? So thank you for being here today. And I'm pleased to be joined by my colleagues on the Newark City Council. It has been a pleasure to serve with individuals who share the same enthusiasm as I in representing and serving the members of our community. Let me start with our Vice Mayor Louis Freitas. Mr. Freitas. Mr. Freitas has been on the City Council for 28 years. We appreciate his continued service to our community. Next, I want to introduce Councilmember Susie Collazo, and I'm going to have Susie Collazo to join me on stage. Councilmember Collazo has served this community for the last 12 years, but her family is embedded in this community. You only have to look at the Mexican tortilla factory to recognize that her family has been a part of this city and a part of this neighborhood for the last 50 plus years. Much to my dismay, Susie has indicated that she will not be running for City Council this November. You know, when you think of Newark as being the heart of the Fremont community because we are right in the middle. And when I think of Susie Collazo, I think she's the heart of the City Council because she always speaks positively of our community. She encourages people to live and shop in Newark, And I can't think of a better representative that we've had on our council in the last 12 years than my friend Susie Collazo.
Thank you, Your Honor. You know, Al called me about an hour ago and said, Susie, would you like to say a few words? Says, you can take your time. Take as much time as you like. So I wrote a few notes. I don't want to forget anything. First of all, I'd like to say, I want to tell you a little story about how I got to be city council and vice mayor. It was 2009 when my father passed away. Alberto Hueso spoke at my dad's funeral. His words were very eloquent. It was soon after that my dad was inducted into the Tortilla Hall of Fame. Who would have thought? I never had an idea. But it was in Las Vegas, big old convention, 2,000 people. And guess who had to speak and receive the honor? It was me. I had never spoke in front of people. I love speaking to people, don't get me wrong. I can talk to one-on-one, whatever you want, but it was one-on-one, all my customers for 52 years that we've been in business. So, Els and his wife, Maria, helped me write and practice my speech. We sat in their kitchen, at the counter in their kitchen, and one sat on one side, the other one sat on the other side, and they said, Susie, you're gonna pick somebody on the audience, you're gonna look at that person, then you look at the other person, memorize your speech. We changed a few words in my speech, I was practicing, I had it down. It's time for the awards. I'm in Las Vegas, I'm on top of the stage. I could see everybody. Everybody's looking. My family's on one table over here. So I picked somebody at my family's table, and I picked somebody else that I didn't know on the other side. Everything was perfect until the lights went dark. There's a light shining on me, and I couldn't see anybody. My knees started knocking, and I thought, I'm going to forget everything I had practiced because I was so nervous. It was soon after that, when I came back with my dad's award, Mr. Wessel says, you know, your dad and I had spoke about maybe you running for city council. I said, Al, I'm not a politician. I don't know nothing about politics. He goes, exactly, that's why. He says, we thought that you would be a good fit for our city. Soon after that, my dad came to my mind. My dad used to serve the community. He was served in, losing my train of thought here, and I even have my notes, sorry about that. The senior center. And he loved going to the meetings at senior center. He'd write notes, he'd come back and he'd say, guess who I sat with? It's the top dogs of the city. Al Nagy, Al Wessel, Susan Johnson, Luis Freitas, wherever they went, those are the top dogs. I said, Dad, do you know, I have an opportunity to maybe sit with the top dogs too. I think I'm gonna see if this is something that can happen. Well, I asked my children, I said, what do you guys think of your mom maybe knocking on doors and asking for an endorsement? Mom, go for it, try it. Then I asked my husband. My husband says, very proud of you, go ahead. Then I asked my mom. My mom says, you won't have time for me, you're the one that takes care of me. I said, Mom, I will always have time for you. I will always make time for you, Mom. She's, after begging and begging, she said, okay. So I told Al, I said, Al, let's try it. Let's do it. We got this, okay. First meeting, they sent out a little text. we must have had about 20 people that showed up at the tortilla factory in support. And this is somebody that is not a politician, but they believed in me. And when I said yes, not thinking that I really would get elected, thinking it was going to be an experience. Well, November of 2011, guess what? I was elected. It was because you all believed in me. And so, thank you for believing in me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to put a little grain of sand into our city, my thoughts. It has been a wonderful experience, but not as wonderful as when I served as vice mayor. It was 2014 that it was my turn to be vice mayor. I served with lots of honor. I felt so proud to be vice mayor of this great city. Well, guess what? On LinkedIn, I've been vice mayor since 2014. It's never changed. That's how much honor I felt in being your vice mayor. Sorry, Luis, competition. I share your title of vice mayor. A title that I will soon have to give up, as I have decided not to run for re-election. Don't get me wrong, I've loved every single minute, but when I ran for election, my children were single. Now I have 2 married sons, 2 daughter-in-laws, 4 grandchildren, and I think it's time for me to spend a little bit more time with them. But I love you guys. I'm not going very far. You can still find me at the tortilla factory when I'm not on vacation, somewhere with my kids. I love you all. Thank you.
I'm just so pleased I did not have to run against Councilmember Collazo. Otherwise, I might not be standing here today. Councilmember Mike Bucci, who has served our community for 9 years, has been ill the last week, so Councilmember Bucci was not able to join us this morning, but I certainly want to take the opportunity to recognize Mike Bucci. And finally, Councilmember Matthew Jorgens. Matthew. Matthew's been on the council for just over a year and a half. Newark born, Newark educated, and now coming back to serve the community. You saw that with our city manager, David Benoon, born in Newark, educated in Newark, and now serving the community. The same with Councilmember Bucci. The roots of our community are stable because we have residents who are committed to this community and continue to want to serve. I want to acknowledge a special guest who joins us today, and that would be Mayor Emeritus Al Nagy. Al served on the city council for 42 years, of which 11 of his last years were our mayor. Anytime I think of the old town, Al says historic Newark. So I do want to get that kind of ingrained in our mind, that we really don't have a defined downtown in our city. This would be a great opportunity for this to be considered our downtown, and let's maybe begin referring it to as historic Newark. He has a real passion for history and all things Newark, many of which stem from this area old town. Al even takes guests on personal tours of historic Newark, pointing out many of the residential and commercial sites that helped create Newark. Next, I'd like to acknowledge someone you've already met, City Manager David Benoon. I do want to recognize and thank David and the city's executive team. They continue to do an exceptional job guiding council and executing our responsibilities to serve and programs to help address our community needs. Let's hear it for this city's executive staff. And I would be remiss if I did not thank Lori Gephardt and Alex Tatt who helped organize and put this event together. Let's give a big thanks to them. It's always fun to watch Lori because I oftentimes go off script, so she's trying to follow me as I read the State of the City address. Is he going off script? Oh, Lord. I hope he finds his way back to where he was. Let me turn attention to our planning commissioners. The planning commissioner reviews and acts on planning application and makes recommendations to the city council. I would ask them to stand and be recognized. The chairman of our planning commissioner, Jeff Aguiar. Our vice chair, Lori Bogusich. Commissioner Bill Fitz. Commissioner John Becker. And Commissioner Julie Del Cantancio. I also want to thank other members of our community that volunteer their time. So I would ask anybody that's a member of the Senior Advisory Committee who are here, members of the Measure GG Oversight Committee, and the members of the Community Development Advisory Committee. If you are here, please stand and be recognized. Allow me to introduce our distinguished dignitaries, starting with our Assembly member, Alex Lee. And joining us from the Alameda County Board of Supervisors, oh, by the way, who just celebrated a birthday, but I told her I will not ask us to sing happy birthday to her, Miss Elisa Marquez. We're really proud of Ms. Marquez. She was just reelected to finish the term of Richard Valle. And so we will have Ms. Marquez until 2026 when we will reelect her again for another term. Representing Senator Aishi Wahab's district, please welcome Astrid Scott. And representing Congressman Ro Khanna's office is Simone Chien. Please welcome her. And thank you to all the businesses, vendors, students, teachers, performers. Maya, outstanding performance. Shane, thank you and congratulations. And good luck to those Aztecs, constituents, and our city staff for coming and taking part in the event. This collaboration is what defines us as a community and demonstrates the strength and resiliency of teamwork. And to all of you here today, thank you for coming out and joining me at our State of the City address, Old Town Streetscape exhibition. Hopefully you'll have an opportunity to leave today knowing a little bit more about Newark and gaining a better understanding as to the significance Old Town holds in Newark's history and the reason it's a prime example of why it's important to invest in our community and support growth. Let me speak about development in our city for a moment. Development is the cornerstone of progress and prosperity in any society. Development drives economic growth by creating investment opportunities, innovation, and entrepreneurship. It fosters the creation of jobs, increases productivity, and enhances competitiveness in the global marketplace. Development also contributes to the essence of a community, its infrastructure, and improving the quality of life for individuals and families. Right now we are focusing on various master plans in our city that will provide a conceptual framework for our city's growth and development, starting with the Newark Active Transportation Plan, which recommends infrastructure improvements, policies, and programs to support walking and biking in Newark. The plan will serve as an update to the 2017 Pedestrian and Bicycle Master Plan and explores new ways to make walking and biking safer and more inviting to people of all ages, abilities, and means. The Cherry Street Class 4 Separated Bikeway Project is ranked as one of the 5 highest priority bicycle safety improvement projects for the city. Not only do we need to encourage people to ride bikes, but we need to make sure that as they ride their bikes, it's safe. And that Cherry Street class certainly supports that. This project adds key bicycle safety improvements to Newark's primary north-south corridor to the southern half of the city and upgrades a vital link of Newark's bicycle network. If you've driven or passed through Cherry Street between Central and Stevenson Boulevard or on Newark Boulevard from Civic Terrace to Central Avenue. You've seen some of the work that has already been completed. We're also embarking on the city's first facilities master plan, which serves as a usable blueprint for future growth and maintenance of city facilities. These, for example, will include the community center and the old library. The first phase of the plan included hearing from the community about the type of spaces that were of interest, including a second phase where the public provided their input to the plan by answering and completing a survey. The overview findings were presented to the City Council earlier this year. A top priority identified included the recommendation in the investment of a new cultural arts center. A draft plan is scheduled next month and a possible adoption this summer. Another master plan we're working on is to update the Newark's public art master plan. It has been more than 20 years since the original plan was approved. The update will provide direction to city staff, local arts organizations, as well as guide the City Council in the planning and processes necessary to further develop, administer, and maintain a vibrant and inspiring public arts program in the city of Newark. One of the examples I'd like to give is you drive in other communities, you'll see their utility boxes have been painted with a certain theme. That's one of the components that we're looking at as part of that arts master plan. The update to the plan includes surveys and feedback from the community to capture their ideas and thoughts, including the creation of public art committee consisting of public members. A final public art master plan will be presented to the City Council for consideration next month. In fact, after the address, you will have the opportunity to participate in some art activities and see some possible art ideas, including an opportunity to provide your feedback on the public art master plan. Our next plan is the citywide parks master plan update. In 2016, the City Council developed our first citywide park master plan. The development of the plan included assessments of the city parks inventory, community engagement, cost analysis, and priority setting. The plan is 8 years old and is due for an update to keep up with evolving park trends, demographic changes, and development. The first phase of the community engagement ran from September last year through the end of January of this year. Let me just take a moment to talk about the importance of the park master plan. When we did our first parks master plan, we, the City Council and city staff, had somewhat of an idea of some of the ideas that residents would have regarding upgrades to our parks. Well, needless to say, we were wrong. The first priority that came from the community was a skateboard park. Needless to say, that was not on our radar. Second came a dog park, because we didn't have one. And third was we need to do something about Silliman Center, the turf fields. Those were the three priorities that the community identified as priorities, and we adopted all three of those priorities. That's why community input is so important. So whether it's the facilities master plan, the arts master plan, or the parks master plan, continue to send forth your ideas, because it's your ideas, because we represent you. Those are the things that are going to be implemented at the end of the day. There will be a pop-up event at Newark Days. A community meeting was held, and online surveys, conversations were held, and recommendations were taken. The community engagement phase on the Parks Master Plan is complete, and the consultant is finalizing their recommendations with expected draft presented to the City Council in the summer. We're also working on updating our climate action plan, and we're located in Newark, close to the wetlands, close to the bay, and that's why it's important. This plan represents our city's commitment to increasing sustainability and addressing climate change. We've completed the draft greenhouse gas emissions inventory, with our next steps including working with residents and businesses to develop a strategy to achieve the needed reductions in greenhouse gas emissions. We recently, a couple of examples, we recently approved the installation of solar paneling at City Hall and the Silliman Center. This will save the city approximately $8 million in electricity costs over the next 20 years. Another master plan we're working on is the broadband master plan. The plan will develop strategies and a roadmap that lays out how Newark can bring high-speed internet and make it more affordable to everyone in our community. A total of $3 million was invested for the broadband master plan, $1.2 million coming from ARPA funds, of which $200,000 is dedicated to developing a plan and $1 million to improve broadband infrastructure. The remaining $1.8 million came from the efforts of Assemblymember Alex Lee, and those funds are dedicated to broadband implementation. A community engagement phase was launched that included a broadband survey and public meetings to seek community input. Findings and recommendations gathered brought attention towards ways of saving money, expanding broadband, creating partnerships and opportunities, and incrementally building broadband infrastructure. And I asked city staff when we had this issue come before the council at our last council meeting, as we look at broadband, there's parts of our community that have been underserved and don't necessarily have the best infrastructure when it comes to internet access. So I asked city staff to identify those communities and see if we can't carve out some money to make sure we bring internet services to those communities that have been underserved for too many years. So thank you, city staff, for agreeing to do that. Adding to our infrastructure, we are nearing completion of LED street light upgrade. The project upgrades all street lights fixtures to LED lighting. In addition to reducing the city's energy consumption, the project will create more illuminated streets. The 15-year net cumulative savings is estimated to be $4.5 million. So not only are we becoming green and more environmentally friendly, but we're saving money at the same time. Congratulations to city staff for bringing those initiatives forward. One of our last plans that we're working on is a plan to help our community be ready for any disaster, such as an earthquake. Being prepared and ready in the event of a disaster is our best protection. Currently, we are working in partnership with other cities of Fremont, Union City, Alameda County Water District, and the Union Sanitary District to address hazard mitigation to the Tri-City area. That's where communities work best, is when we work together with neighboring cities to identify the benefits to all of our communities. The plan will allow us to identify natural hazards that could impact communities and identify actions and activities that could reduce the loss of life or property damage. And while we are on the subject of emergency preparedness, I do want to mention that the city's economic development team, in partnership with our Office of Emergency Services Division, developed the Planning, Preparing, Responding, and Recovering from Disasters Training Program. We also provided, in partnership with the Alameda County Fire Emergency Management Team, CPR, and abdominal thrust maneuver, fire extinguisher usage, and personal emergency preparedness training, or better known as PEP training. These trainings help our business employees develop plans for themselves and their families, and teaches employees how to respond to potential local hazards within their workplace or home. We have trained over 230 employees, over 81 different businesses in the last year, and we will continue to expand that program. And we will continue to offer CERT, the Community Emergency Response Team program that focuses on training our residents on how to respond to disasters and support their members, families, and communities. We encourage you to sign up to CERT program and become a CERT volunteer member. In fact, our CERT team is here today. Be sure to stop by their booth. They're more than happy to help you and serve you. These are also members that volunteer their time. Let's hear for our CERT members. Speaking of community, let's continue with the development and focus on housing, more specifically, affordable housing. We are aware that a pressing issue affecting millions of individuals and families worldwide is affordable housing. It's no secret that the opportunity to purchase a home in the Bay Area is out of reach for too many people. We need to develop policies that make home ownership a reality. The lack of affordable housing isn't just a statistic, it's a harsh reality that impacts communities, stifles economic growth, and perpetuates inequality. We are aware of the need to invest in the development of affordable housing units, whether it's providing subsidies and incentives to developers, streamlining regulations, and leveraging partnerships to maximize resources. This is one of those areas that your city council, on a vote of 5-0, continues to support the need for affordable housing. Thank you, colleagues. We are working to achieve this vision through goals, policies, and actions which support the vision of ensuring safe, decent, affordable housing for residents. Last year, we developed and updated our housing element, which places particular emphasis on housing affordability to low-income Newark residents and residents with special needs, including seniors, veterans, and persons with disabilities. California's housing element law requires that each city and county develop local housing programs to meet a defined fair share of existing and future housing needs. Eden Housing will start construction this year on Timber Street affordable housing project, which will provide much needed new housing for Newark's senior population. The Timber Senior Affordable Housing Project consists of 79 one-bedroom units centrally located in Newark, fulfilling the city's vision of transforming the surrounding neighborhood from light industrial and warehouse space to vibrant, walkable residential neighborhoods for seniors. And why is that important for younger folks? Because when we create affordable housing for folks that currently live in large homes, they're looking for something that's affordable in a senior complex, which will then free up additional housing for those that are seeking housing. A groundbreaking celebration is taking place on May 10th. You're certainly all welcome to attend that. Another notable project is satellite affordable housing, which will be located right here on Thornton Avenue near Arden Street. The project will consist of 57 1-, 2-, and 3-bedroom apartments and numerous family-friendly common area amenities with a $12 million investment coming from the city's affordable impact fee. So the city, we are contributing $12 million to make that project happen. The developer, Satellite Affordable Housing Associates, submitted their entitlement application and it's currently under review. We completed the conversion of the Town Place Suites, an extended stay hotel off Cedar Boulevard, into 124 affordable housing units known as the Cedar Community Apartments. The Alameda County Housing Authority contributed over 60 housing vouchers to make that facility affordable to folks that are low income. We thank the county for doing that. To make that happen, the small city of Newark received $38.2 million in funding from the state of California. Project Home Key program, a statewide effort to rapidly expand housing for persons experiencing homelessness or at risk of becoming homeless, helps support the conversion of the extended stay hotel into the affordable housing units. Abode manages that property, and those of you that know Abode understand that we have an organization committed to ensuring that the units that they rent out mix in and fit in with the community. And to make sure that that happens, we the city meet with Abode every month to make sure that their facility does not create any impacts on surrounding community. As many of you know, we face significant housing shortage in the Bay Area. It is estimated over the next 8 years, the state of California should be planning for 2.5 million new homes, with at least 1 million of those homes that meet the needs of lower income households. That's the goal. This represents a yearly production of over 300 units per year. In reality, about 116,000 units per year are being built. We're not keeping up with the demand as requested and required by our residents. In Newark, not only do we need affordable housing, but we also need to develop housing for new businesses and their employees wishing to make Newark home. Let's review our current progress on housing development. Bayside Newark is an integrated, walkable community located next to a proposed commuter rail station near the corner of Willow and Enterprise Drive. Bayside Newark consists of several residential communities at various stages of construction, completion, or on the market. The latest development is Lennar's Bridgeway Master Plan community with homes actively selling. FMC Willow and Grand Park by Lennar and Integral Communities joins Bayside Community. When complete, it will bring 279 townhouses, a mixed-use building with 91 affordable units and 3,600 square feet of retail, a community building, a future transit parcel, and a 5-acre Grand Park. Construction is anticipated this year. One thing about development in Newark, and the council's made it clear to city staff, when you bring these developments forward, we don't want any more money going into our housing affordable fee. We want to see units built. So any project that comes to the city, we are going to be asking staff what percentage of those units are going to be affordable, because we want to see buildings built that are affordable and not simply look at filling our coffers with money. Mulberry Condos was approved last year. When completed, it will bring 8 units within a 2-story building. And Waymark Development, Waymark's Townhouses, is a 76-unit subdivision, was approved last September and was recently sold to Taylor Morrison, who will be constructing the project consisting of 3-story attached townhouses within 14 buildings. Then there's the Robeson Homes LLC, who's looking to construct 118 residential units comprised of 3-story single-family homes and 2-unit attached townhouses. And another housing developed, the Pansky Homes, which will be located right here in Old Town. In fact, the homes are proposed on several lots on Thornton Avenue between Mulberry and Olive Street and the southwest corner of Thornton and Olive Street. The development will include 88 condos, of which 13 of those will be affordable. On the commercial front, I just need to say one word on the commercial front. Costco! When I heard Costco was coming to Newark, it was like, it's one of those things as a council member or a mayor, and you think, oh, please come to Newark. They opened their warehouse at New Park Mall last November, bringing in a 152,000 square foot warehouse. Besides its usual bakery, deli, and produce departments, Costco brings a 32-pump gas station, including an optical department, pharmacy, hearing aid center, and more. They employ 400 people, which is great for our economy, as well as unemployed members who are proud to call Costco home as they seek employment opportunities. Let me turn to public safety. Probably the most important thing we do as a council and a community is public safety, because you can be safe in your community, but I want to make sure you feel safe in your community. Let me take a moment to recognize our fire chief, Willie McDonald. Willie McDonald? Thank you for joining us this morning. Fire services are essential to our community as they provide a health, safety, and well-being for our community. Alameda County Fire Department does more than just fighting fires. They provide emergency medical services, rescue operations, hazardous materials response, community risk reduction, wildfire prevention and management, disaster response and preparedness, and public outreach to our community. For the 2023 calendar year, Alameda County Fire Department received a total of 4,222 calls for service just in Newark. That's an average of 11.5 calls per day. Last year, Alameda County Fire Department established a fuels mitigation crew of 8 through a $2 million grant. Fuels crew technicians perform a variety of activities, including hazardous mitigation, public education outreach, fire prevention assistance, and identifying and eliminating potentially hazardous conditions in the wildland and urban interface settings and other duties as assigned. And let's not forget, every July they host a pancake breakfast where almost 1,000 residents are served delicious pancakes. Over at Fire Station 28, 30 students and teachers from the Sacred Heart Academy in France had an opportunity to visit a Bay Area fire department to see how they operate. The students and teacher were visiting through a week-long foreign exchange program. This is the third year the fire department provided this experience to students from France. And they're making sure our students and teachers are trained in emergency disaster training as they assisted Newark Unified School District in emergency disaster plan evacuation. And let me take a moment as I'm speaking about schools to introduce our new superintendent, Ms. Fakar. Would you stand up, Ms. Fakar, and be recognized? And I want to thank the members of the Newark Unified School District Board for being here this morning, and have them stand and be recognized as well. Turning to our police department, first I want to start off by congratulating Police Chief Gina Anderson on her recent retirement and thank her for her dedication and support of the Newark community. Chief Anderson was sworn in as Newark's police chief on April 6, 2020, and became the city's first woman appointed to lead the Newark Police Department. Chief Anderson did an exceptional job, especially with the pressures of taking on the role of chief at the height and uncertainties of COVID and during a time of civil unrest. She was instrumental in ensuring the public's safety while navigating the complexities of enforcing health protocols and managing her own officer's safety. Her leadership and commitment to serving the community was crucial. We wish Gina the best in her retirement. She wishes she could join us today, but was unable to make it. But we thank Chief Anderson for her commitment to our community. Now let me welcome our new Police Chief Jonathan Arguello. Chief. Where are you, Chief? Oh, there he is. Thank you, Chief. I'm looking over here. Let me give you a little bit of history of Chief Arguello. Joined the Newark Police Department in 1995 as a police cadet, working his way through the ranks of police officer, police sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and now our chief. His progression demonstrates his skill and commitment through hard work and leadership and dedication. I can't tell you what an honor it is to see one of our own advance through the ranks. He knows the department, the city, his community, and knows firsthand the challenges that we have faced throughout the years. Congratulations, Chief Arguello. We are fortunate to have you as a member of the Newark family. The success of our police department extends far beyond our enforcement duties. It embodies engagement and trust, crime prevention and reduction, the emergency response, professionalism, accountability, and of the utmost importance, the community safety. Crime is often a symptom of a deeper social issues such as poverty, inequality, lack of education, and mental health, challenges that require a multifaceted approach in combating crime. We must ensure that our officers are adequately equipped, trained, and supported, and in doing so, we have increased our focus on the training of new officers and staff development. We're prioritizing professional development and succession planning, including mentorship and opportunities for future leaders, and we're ensuring current practices are consistent with department policy through audited results. We're also enhancing community engagement through partnerships, youth programs, as mentioned, the cadet program that the chief came through, community events, and volunteers. And we hired the first crime analysis in our city. The analysis works with the police department to have intelligence-led policing where officers are aware of crime, traffic trends, and both locally and regionally. We applied for grants and received grant funding of $986,000 a direct result of the police department's efforts for the Newark Vehicle and Accessory Theft Prevention Program, which will assist the city in addressing the increase in catalytic converter and motor vehicle theft. I want to take a moment. I don't know if John Matthews is here. Is John Matthews here? John Matthews is a citizen in our community who suggested a catalytic converter labeling and serial number etching program after his catalytic converter was stolen. Out of his suggestion, we have now started a pilot program, and the catalytic converter label identification program is now an element of the grant fund. If you're interested in getting your catalytic converter labeled, please be sure to stop by the police booth today, sign up. Police volunteer Lucy Wong is here and is more than happy to sign you up. We also secured $148,000 in grant funding through the California Office of Traffic Safety to continue to use collision analysis to determine the primary collision factors for accidents and utilize personnel to focus on education and enforcement of applicable vehicle code violations. And talk about technology and persistence. You may have heard of the 52-year-old sexual assault murder case and the DNA Jane Doe project. After nearly 52 years of persistent investigative work, the Newark Police Department announced that Fred Bernard Farnham, and I apologize for having to say his name, is believed to be responsible for the assault and murder of Newark resident Nellie Hicks and Hayward resident Teresa Pica. Newark and Hayward detectives collaborated within the Federal Bureau of Investigation to utilize the latest in genealogical DNA technology to determine Farnham's identification. He passed away in 2007, but this case breakthrough brought some level of closure to both Newark and Hayward families. We don't give up when crime is committed in our community and it impacts our residents and our businesses. So thank you to the Newark Police Department for the outstanding work they do day in and day out. It's intriguing how advancements in technology and persistence can create results decades later. It goes to show just how powerful technology can be and how determination can affect our future. The Newark Police Department remains dedicated in serving the community and continues to receive high approval ratings from our public, including last fall when a scientific survey was conducted by a third-party consultant that reflected a significantly positive assessment. Now let me talk about why we're here today. I'm going to refer to it as Old Town, but as I say Old Town, you're thinking of historical downtown. Before we step into the future, we need to take a look at our past and where we started. Let's turn back time and take a look at the earlier days when this part of town was developing. People rode on horses or in horse-drawn carriages. Mary Nagy, you know what I'm talking about. That wasn't in my script, Mayor. We later progressed and motor cars were being developed. Of course, they had to be cranked by hand to get started, but it was an advancement. And here we are today. Cars are charged by electricity. I mean, look, we have a Lucid vehicle right behind me. One of the great companies we have in our great city of Newark. It's such an impressive vehicle with advanced technology and performance. I know you're questioning, what does this comparison have to do with the State of the City address? And by the way, why are we holding the State of the City address here in the middle of the street of Old Town? Honestly, besides the thought of bringing the State of the City address into the community, we selected Old Town because of its roots, its history, and to bring awareness to the potential this area has in the future and preserving its roots of the past. Old Town is the historic heart of Newark. Did you know that Sycamore and Thornton Avenue intersections was once the center of an area where farms, shops, and industry were located? The completion of the railroad precipitated additional development that included 2 hotels. Some of the first manufacturing industries included a railroad car building firm operated by Thomas and Martin Carter. Graham Foundry made cast iron railroad parts, including cast iron stoves and stove parts under the name trademark Wedgwood. How many of you know that Carter Brothers built cable cars that were used in San Francisco? The quality of their workmanship was impressive, including the manufacturing of those cars that still run up there today. Old Town was hustling, bustling neighborhood and became a community with historic shopping and retail area. Over time, industries and farmings and manufacturers have come and gone. A few of the older buildings still remain. Old Town holds much of Newark's history where it all started and where we've endured the key importance of retaining and shaping the historic development of this area. Our vision is to revitalize this area of Newark into a vibrant, mixed-use neighborhood which has a strong sense of place, thriving retail, commercial businesses, a range of housing choices for existing and future residents, a streetscape that prioritizes bicycles and pedestrians, and public space that allow community members to gather with their neighbors. The specific plan area encompasses Thornton Avenue from Elm to Cherry and residential parcels north and south of those commercial corridors. In addition to study sessions and hearings from decision makers, we invited the community to participate in the planning process through open house events and by completing surveys. The interaction and engagement gave individuals an opportunity to tell us what is important to them and what they would like to see in this neighborhood. Our hopes are that the Old Town Historic Streetscape Improvement Project will serve as a catalyst for private investment within this neighborhood by improving access, safety, connection for pedestrians, bicyclists, and transit users. Thornton Avenue will be narrowed from 4 lanes to 2 lanes to promote slower vehicles. Dedicated bike lanes will be established. Sidewalks will be expanded. New curb ramps will be installed to improve pedestrian access and allow outdoor seating, especially for our restaurants. There will be enhanced lighting, landscaping, public art, and open plazas to create new public spaces. These spaces will encourage people to gather in this community. In addition, the city, in partnership with the Alameda County Water District, to upgrade and replace aging water main pipes. As you visit the exhibits later, and they have them up and down, you will have a chance to see conceptual ideas and even have an opportunity to provide your input. This project is a big undertaking, but it's through collaboration and support that we're able to provide and proceed. The Metropolitan Transportation Commission has awarded us $5.14 million grant towards construction costs, including an archway. It's long been the vision of former Mayor Nagy that we have an archway identifying historic Newark here. Street parking, expanded sidewalks, and bike lanes. We also secured $2 million from Congressman Ro Khanna's office for work on the Thornton Avenue alternate route corridor pavement rehabilitation plan. I want to thank his office again for that contribution to our city. It's folks like Assemblymember Lee, Supervisor Marquez, and Congressman Ro Khanna who come to our city, hear what our needs are, and are part of that vision. Funding will be used to perform much needed pavement maintenance on Thornton Avenue. How many of you think Thornton Avenue needs to be repaved? Between Interstate 80 and Olive Street, Simone Chin, please be sure to thank Congressman Ro Khanna for his commitment to our community. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. For this neighborhood, Assemblymember Lee also secured $1 million towards the Old Town Streetscape Improvement Project. He secured an additional $1 million. Somebody grab his checkbook before he leaves today. The additional $1 million from the state's budget to help us revitalize this neighborhood and develop the city's our first resource center. The project renovates an existing facility and converts it to the Newark Resource Center, a place where residents or visitors can go to understand what are some of the community benefits? What are some of the needs that you provide that I can capitalize on? So thank you. Member Lee, we continue to thank you. But I don't think we can thank you enough. Thank you. Over the past 2 years, he has secured a total of $5.8 million of state funding for Newark that included implementing quiet zones. Notice there's no trains going by during my speech, to reduce noise associated with trains, and the broadband infrastructure. I said this at the council meeting the other day, and I mean it. $5.8 million. I bet on a per capita basis for our city, we receive more money from the state of California than any other city in the Bay Area. It's support from leaders and members of our community to help us grow. Through that engagement and looking ahead, we are making strides in our plans for our future. Here's the part that everybody loves to hear. Conclusion. As you can see, we're very busy planning, building our community while trying to preserve its history. We're only 68 years old, and we're talking about our history. People tell us all the time that although we are a city on the cutting edge of technology, they still enjoy that small town home feel of this community. And that's a feeling I do not want to lose. Look how far we've come. Even in our early beginnings, Newark was home to innovative grants who helped shape our city and put us on the map. We've grown from a small agricultural town to manufacturing, industry, and technology. We grew because we worked together, collaborated, planned well, and of course had innovative entrepreneurs and leaders who looked beyond tomorrow by taking us into the future. We're thankful for the many businesses that make up our community and for the jobs and services that they provide. Change, as they say, is the only constant. It is an undeniable force that shapes our existence, propelling us forward into uncharted territories, challenging our perceptions and offering boundless opportunities for growth and innovation. As we look to the future, I can only see progress together. We have achieved so much, but there's still work ahead. What a more fitting way than working together, because that's what we do here in Newark. We work together through challenges, but we also celebrate together through successes. I'm proud of our city and the interest our city residents and businesses take in building our community. Let's continue to work together, not only for ourselves, but for our future generations. I thank you for joining me today and being our partner as we continue to build our city. I do want to mention before I leave the stage, please stop by and visit the vehicle behind me, or take part in the other end of the street to get a flavor of what the future of Old Town Historic Newark will look like. Be sure to visit each booth, starting with the resource information booth, where you'll get a taste of Old Town guide. This guide contains special discounts to all these local restaurants. And if you heard what the tortilla factory I know is preparing for today, it's going to be a line out the door, so hit that place first. Please enjoy participating in the activities and check back here throughout your stay today, to which we're here to hear your additional thoughts as we move forward. Thank you for this opportunity.
this is going to be our Lucid Air Pure right here. And on 19s, you can achieve over 400 miles of range on this right here. So our Lucid Air right here, you see, is a lot about the textiles right here. It's a very luxurious, very comfortable vehicle. Feel free to check it out.
So my name is Morgan Pearson. I work with economic development in the city of Newark, and we make connections with our businesses, whether it be our large or small homegrown businesses. We want to make sure that everyone feels connected to the community, that they feel listened to, and anything that we can do to help streamline their processes so that they can be successful, so that us as a city can be successful, that's the goal.
Hi, my name is Jody Aquino-Sisk, and I'm the Executive Director for League of Volunteers. We service Fremont, Newark, and Union City with programs like our Summer Rec program that's coming up here in July. And we do a big Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving Day at the Newark Pavilion. We have a year-round food pantry and food distribution twice a month. We have an Adopt a Family program over the holidays, as well as a toy drive and a food drive. So we're here, and we also do help place volunteers if they need volunteer opportunities.
Hello, my name is Veronica Torres and Lorena Talavera. We are part of the Recreation Department of the City of Newark, giving some information about our programs, our classes, about our community events, and free stuff for everyone. Lorena, you want to add something?
We are from the Recreation Department, and we give out information to the public regarding all the special events that we have and all the classes that we have so that they can join us. And that's what we do, and we also give free smiles.
Yes. Muy buenas tardes a todos, compañeros. Somos promotoras de la ciudad de Newark. Mis compañeras y yo estamos aquí participando para promover el servicio comunitario, y qué maravilloso es presentar a estos grandes mentores que son nuestros niños, plasmando sus energías, sus colores en estas actividades. Mi nombre es Kitty.
Claudia, Lidia,
Araceli.
Mi nombre es Natividad y es un placer estar aquí con estas actividades para que nuestros niños sean más creativos, y es bonito, emocionante verlos cómo dibujan, cómo pintan estos hermosas ornaments.
My name is Christy. I'm from Promotor Ciudad de Newark. I'm here 17 years. For me, it's very special in my hair. Ayudar a help a community, okay, together. Thank you.
My name is Richard Martinez. I'm the Emergency Service Coordinator for the City of Newark. I'm also the CERT Program Manager. CERT stands for Community Emergency Response Team. We have volunteers. It's a community-based organization that we train for disaster preparedness. We talk about CPR training. We do light search and rescue. And we'll also do cribbing, which is basically trying to lift heavy things from people who are trapped underneath different items. So I've been in the program for about 4 years, and we've started to come out of COVID, and we're working really hard to have our community members engaged in our program. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Got it.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Maribel Maldonado. I am a parent at Schilling Elementary School, and today we have a booth promoting our amazing school, the greatest school on earth. And here we're promoting our programs, which include our Baile Folklorico dance program and also our Spanish dual immersion program. If you're ever interested in learning 2 languages, come to Schilling Elementary School. Thank you.
Go Schilling!
Yes, I'm Carl Kreutzer. I'm the Public Works Inspector with the City of Newark. Since I am the Public Works Inspector, I'll be actually doing all the inspection on the Thornton Avenue improvements that we're going to have down here in Old Town. So I'll be active throughout the entire project, on site, answering questions, making sure it's being built correctly.
Hello, I'm Soren Peugeot, Public Works Director with the City of Newark. You're here at the Public Works Department booth on Thornton Avenue for our State of the City in 2024. We have a great crowd today. Thank you to everybody for coming. and highlighting, of course, the Thornton Avenue Streetscape project that is set to take place in 2025. One of many projects on Thornton Avenue coming up over the next few years to improve Thornton Avenue completely between Highway 880 all the way out to State Route 84. So we're excited to share that news with the community and get community input along the way for all the details associated with the project. And again, thank you everybody for coming today.
Hi, my name is Matthew Farrell. I'm the Chief Building Official for City of Newark. I'm here at our lovely State of the City address and our public outfacing for the new city project for Old Downtown District improvements. It's pretty awesome.
So my name is Manvi. I am here with, I work for a consultant that's working with the city to develop the city's new active transportation plan, which is a plan to improve the biking and walking and just moving around experience in Newark. And we're currently here with a proposed bikeway network and some proposed pedestrian projects. And we're trying to get people's inputs on how they feel about what we're proposing, whether they like these improvements, whether they'd like to see something else, how they're feeling. Just, yeah, that's why I'm here.
Hello, my name is Veronica Reyes.
And my name is Socorro Reyes. I'm from Princessa's Beauty Salon. I'm here in town since 1985, so I'm all over here. 7192 Thornton Avenue, Princessas.
Yep, so we've been here at Princessa's Beauty Salon for 38 years, and we've been a great staple. The City of Newark has done wonderful work, and we're really excited with the projects that the City of Newark will be doing here in Old Town Newark.
Al Nagy, retired Mayor of the City of Newark. How's that? Oh, and what's the next thing? Oh, about Old Town. Oh, my goodness. This is the beginnings of Newark right here. Between Old Town and the trains, which is really responsible for Newark even being a city. This is the place. This is kind of like the epicenter of history for our community, and it starts here on Thornton Avenue, Rich Avenue, and Sycamore Street, and so it's just a wealth of history in this area. And I'm glad the city is doing something to recognize that now.
My name is Karina Pons, and the business is Millennium Wholesale Framing, and we here in Newark, and we are framing shop, a custom framing shop.
Are you here?
Yes, we are right in the corner. The number is 7321 Thornton Avenue.
And then what does this project mean for you as a business owner here?
Well, I think it's coming more people to the town and make more business is good for the town. So in more circulation because it's gonna be the principal street. So I think it's important for the town.
Sure, I am Alicia Cardell, local artist here, and I am screen printing this silly little design I made over here on tote bags. That's all. Did I miss something or anything? It's all good? Okay. I don't know, sorry, I don't have much to say. Maybe a different one. That one was bad. No.